It's the Valero Alamo Bowl between Arizona and Oklahoma. Down in San Antonio, Texas, Arizona, they are rolling under Jed Fish. You want to talk about one of the best teams in the second half of the season? Arizona is definitely one of them. They are definitely up there. And then Oklahoma with Brent Venables. They went 6-7 in his first year. They lost in that Cheez-Its Bowl to Florida State. But Oklahoma is now creating some momentum as they prepare to move on over to the SEC. So I think these two teams are very well matched, but we'll talk about the slight. Are they favorites? Yes, they are actually favorites. We'll talk about the slight favorites in here first in terms of what they need to do to win this game. Because how fun has this turnaround been? Because there's no reason why Arizona can't and shouldn't be good at college football. It might be a basketball school, at least in the regular season, but that might have been a little too soon. But this football side hasn't seen a winning season since 2017. But you win this game, you have your second 10-win campaign since the 12-1 team went 1998. So how has it been able to get going all of a sudden? And even then, Arizona was not expected to be in a bowl game. But not only are they here and they are ranked in the top 25. Likely will be ranked regardless of what happens in this matchup in the Alamo Bowl. It took a few years for Coach Jed Fish to get it together, but the lines are working well now. And Noah Fafita, he's taking over in the middle of the season. He's emerged as a freshman superstar. He's a huge reason why this team has been able to come out and be a lot better than what people were expecting him to be, because the three losses that Arizona has, Mississippi State, Washington, USC, two of them are in bowl games, one of whom is in the college football playoff. All of them are for one-score games. They've been great on third downs. The passing game is ultra efficient, and the mistakes have rarely happened. Arizona, in their first three games of the season, they turned the ball over 8 times in the first 3 games. But then the last 9 games, they've only turned over the ball 5 different times. However, more than anything else, it is about the personnel. Arizona has some losses throughout the transfer portal, have been minimum, and the NFL opt-outs, while painful, are an overall plus. You want players good enough to be able to bolt early to the next level. On the flip side, Oklahoma has been hammered with losses. They lost Jeff Lebby. He is now going to be the new head coach at Mississippi State, so they won't have him. The offensive line has been hit hard for Oklahoma. The running back depth for the Sooners has been thinned out. And Dylan Gabriel, he's off to Oklahoma. So if you're Arizona, you just got to do what you've been doing. Continue to be efficient on offense with your passing game. Take good care of the ball. You know those two things, you might be a winner chicken dinner for this Alamo Bowl. But that being said, with Oklahoma, yes, they do have all of those losses. But you do get a chance to see Jackson Arnold play. And Jackson Arnold is a real X factor, because Jackson Arnold, we haven't seen a ton of him this year. But if he's what many people are saying that he's going to be, this Denton, Texas product, he could be the future face of Oklahoma football. And he has a real chance to really cement himself as the starting quarterback going into 2024, going into the SEC as well. And he's been fine in his 5 games he's played in as well. 200 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He has a completion percentage of 75% in his limited action. Granted, many have been blowouts, but for all intents and purposes, Jackson Arnold, we are really going to see what he can do with all of his preparation that he's been had with the extra bowl practices, knowing that he's going to be the starter. This is a great quarterback recruit, former 5-star that's worked behind Dylan Graviel, and now it's time to make his program his. And if he struggles, well, obviously it opened things up. But you know what? We're going to see what Jackson Arnold's all about. There's still plenty of parts around to pull this off, even with so many key losses. And it starts with a defense that is among one of the best in the nation at taking the ball away, helped by making a ton of plays in the backfield. As great as Arizona has been, it also doesn't necessarily take the ball away. And partly because of Fafita's style, it also has allowed too many tackles for loss. So, with that said, while I believe Oklahoma does have a legitimate shot to win this game, I think this is going to be a shootout. I expect a shootout here. Like, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. If this is not a shootout, I would be incredibly surprised. But I think Oklahoma just has too many losses from the transfer portal. I think Arizona is at close to full strength. And even with that, we believe that if both these teams were at full strength, we would still favor Arizona. So because Arizona has more parts than Oklahoma right now, we're going to go with Arizona winning, and we will go with Arizona covering over the Oklahoma Sooners here in the Alamo Bowl. But even though it's a late night game, it's worth the watch. I hope you guys stay up with me because it's going to be a fun one. Gear up.